Oh my God. It's, I think the light's a bit much. What the hell is going on with my face? I need to turn this light down a little bit. Just bear with me, people. Bear with me. Let's try and just knock this light down a little bit. Oh, I think that's a bit better. I think that's better. Oh, that was crazy. Anybody here, do say hi. I'm just going to get my laptop now so I can see the comments. Hello, Taffy J. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. Right, here we are. I'm just tuning in. Hair looks gorgeous. Thank you so much. I've just had it done by my hairdresser today, Santino. We decided to spice things up a little bit, go a bit warm. I felt like my skin's quite pale now, no sun, and I needed to warm something up. So we went with the hair and we've gone for kind of like 50s style big curls. Hello. Tracy's here. Thank you, Tracy. Off of Comfort and Sense. Tracy's here. I'm just trying to... Oh, here we are. I've got me comments. Right then. Got me comments. Hiya, 50s look. Thank you. James Dean. Thank you, James Dean. And Breathe. And Breathe. Oh, Catherine Rowan. Thank you, Catherine. So Catherine is the perfumer behind Brigantia Perfumes, who I might be mentioning in a bit. So let's first of all start with drink of the night. So here we have a glass of vodka and Diet Coke. This is Russian standard vodka, and it's actually Coke Zero. So cheers, everybody. Where are you all in the world? Let me know. I'm obviously here in the UK. Bloody freezing, by the way. Brass monkeys over here at the moment. Catherine, snap vodka and Coke for me too. Cheers, Catherine. Clink. Oh. I think this is my second, so not too bad. Not too bad. My day off, I'm having a nice time. So James Dean's in Indianapolis, in Indiana. What time is it there, James? Assad, hey, you have a very nice voice. Thank you. It's done me. It's got me through life so far. The Fragrance Apprentice. I'm on Hop House 13 Lager. Cheers. James Dean, 2 p.m. over in Indiana. So today we are talking about two topics. We are going to talk about under the radar or underrated fragrances that aren't getting the hype that I think they deserve. So that's the ones that I've brought here to talk to you a lot about. But I want you to share with me your underrated fragrances. Tell me a little bit about them if you can. What are your favourite fragrances that you don't see that many reviews of? They're not popping up on Instagram or YouTube. Let me know what they are, why you love them, and hopefully we can all learn a little something from a nice group chat. So we're also going to talk about YouTubers bringing out their own fragrances, because there's quite a few going on at the moment. Obviously Mr. Smelly has brought out Gravitas. That will be coming out early next year, and I've got a little sample here that I've already reviewed and I'm happy to smell again and chat to you a lot about. But also Redlessence has released now his brand, and his fragrances are online. We can talk about those. I have to say I'm excited about those. We also have Peter from Fragrance View. Now I'm not sure when Peter's ready to release his, and Peter I have to admire because he's put everything into his brand. He's risking it all. So out of everyone, I think Peter, I really, really wish the most success, because I feel like he really has put everything into it. I'm not sure he will be doing mass appealing fragrances based on his taste, but I definitely am really interested to smell those as well. So we're going to talk about YouTubers, but I think we will start with the indie houses. So, Catherine, only follow you and Dan on YouTube, so clueless about the subject. Catherine, there's just a few YouTubers that are now releasing some fragrances. I think most people are quite positive about it, but I've seen a couple of negative comments, so I'm just curious to see what people's thoughts are on that. George, yes, Peter's put his life savings into his fragrance. I mean, he's put everything into it, not just financially, but I mean, he's not been working, he's just been concentrating on that. And yeah, I think you've got to admire someone to have the balls to do that, to put everything, every single thing into that project. I just think that's amazing. So yeah, definitely excited to see what he does, even if it's not likely to be my taste. You never know. Time to breathe and drink. So please share with me then your indie houses, not your indie houses, your under the radar, underrated fragrances or fragrance houses. And they can be cheapies, they can be high-end niche, or anywhere in between. They can be weird shit that you've found on eBay, stuff from all over the world. Just tell me, what are the underrated fragrances you actually really enjoy wearing and no one's talking about too much. Let me know what they are. Catherine Rowan saying making perfume is an expensive hobby for sure. Catherine, what have you, I know you've obviously got Brigantia, which is here, and that's my favourite. I think you released a couple more, didn't you? Let me know what they are. And what's your plans? Are you going to keep expanding? Because I know you're also involved in sort of, you hand make a lot of things. Is that a business thing or is that just for pleasure? I've seen you make shoes, beautiful shoes. So Catherine's obviously a very talented, creative person, and her fragrance, the Bacio di Velluto, is a gorgeous ylang ylang fragrance. But we're going to come back to that. Noir Patchouli and Winter Bacio. They're the two other fragrances that Catherine has released. So, come on people, tell me what are your underrated fragrances that you love. Comfort Incense, Mona Lisa's perfume oils. Yes, so Tracy from Comfort Incense has sent me several samples from Mona Lisa. They are over in the States, and there was a Gardenia one you sent me, Tracy, which was really gorgeous, voluptuous and sexy. Actually went a bit animalic after a while on my skin. Really interesting. Hi Dan, Mr. Smelly's here. Dan is in the house. Cheers Dan. Have you got a drink yet? Probably a bit early for you. I know you like to wait till you've had your dinner. I've had my dinner. I just had it, well, it was kind of like a lunch slash dinner combo because I was quite busy today. Hairdressers first. Oh no, I had a meeting with some gas men because they owe me money. Hopefully they'll pay me. Tracy, yeah, loves Solstice scents and Future Primitive oils too. Amy, Solstice scents, another one for Solstice scents. I forgot to bring my Solstice scents down actually, but yes, definitely. Realistic atmospheric fragrances. Yes, I really like Solstice scents. James D, no one knows about Genre Parfums. RAMC is nice for summer, cheap house, a lot of clones with a few originals, good quality for the price. Catherine's fragrance is available in the US from Taffy. Catherine, I know they weren't. I'm sure Catherine will confirm. It's a fucking nightmare to send fragrances abroad from the UK. You have to jump through hoops and pledge your life to the devil, as far as I'm aware. But Catherine, I'm sure, will elaborate. Not yet. It's got to pass the dangerous goods course. Are you going to do that then, Catherine? That's brilliant. I know Peter Fragrance Fuse just passed his, so go for it. If you can get your fragrances abroad, I think it will be amazing, because I absolutely love Bacio di Velluto. I think it's gorgeous, and it would be nice if more people got to sample it, I think. I feel like I've gone off on tangent somewhere. Oh, Catherine works full-time as well. So yeah, that's tough. Hello, Valentina. She made it. OMG. Cheers, Valentina. Mm. I feel bad because I'm clashing with Dana from A Nose Nose. I didn't realise she'd scheduled a video live stream for exactly the same time. I knew she did one on a Thursday, and I did have a look, and I thought that they came up earlier in the day, but actually it's exactly the same time. So I feel bad about that. I'll try and get my schedule sorted so I don't clash with other people. Carbo, hello again. Hair is wonderful. Thank you. Right then, so let's talk about some frags because that's what we're all here for, isn't it? So, underrated. Let's go with. Now, you all know I love 4160 Tuesdays. But there's a couple of fragrances, and I don't think they're underrated. I think they're getting a lot of love actually. They're doing really, really well. But there's a couple that don't really get talked about too much from their line, and I think they are amazing. One of which I'm wearing right now, a shit ton of it all around here, and that is Shazam. And Shazam is, for me, it kind of starts out a little bit like mulled wine, like a really rich mulled wine or a mulled sangria. And what I mean is quite fruity and red and rich and kind of syrupy. But what I love about Shazam is not the opening. The opening's good. The opening's very nice. I fall in love with it in the dry down, and I know wafts from the loft agree with me. And the dry down just has this beautiful labdanum and sticky resins and spices thing going on. If you like, what I would compare it to, not to say they're the same, but what I would compare it to is NDCI's Chypre Palatin. If you get to let the dry down set in, Chypre Palatin, you get that same sticky caramelized resin thing that is just gorgeous. And Shazam does a similar thing in a lighter way. So Chypre Palatin is excessive. It's crazy. The opening is crazy in Chypre Palatin. It feels like there's a million ingredients and they're all fighting for attention. It's a very vintage feeling as well. It feels like you've picked up an old bottle of perfume, and it's got every single flower, every single resin, every single ingredient is all in there fighting. But they start to harmonize quite quickly, and then everything melds together and it gets all rich and sticky and fucking gorgeous. And Shazam is like a Chypre Palatin without the fighty beginning and just the gorgeous resiny beautiful dry down. So I think it's very underrated, and I would totally recommend anyone that loves their resins to seek that one out. It's beautiful, and I like 4160 for their price point. I think they're very affordable and they're reachable to a lot of people. You can get them in the UK, you can get them in the States, and you can get them in other places as well in the world, because there are other places apart from the UK and the USA, as much as sometimes maybe we forget that in the Western world. Let's see what comments we've got. David Peters, oh sorry you're late. Oh bless you, you're okay, don't worry David, I forgive you. Tracy from Comfort and Sense hasn't bought from Nocturne Alchemy and Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab for a while, but some of their perfumes are great too. I think I've tried a few from Beachy, but not Nocturne. What I did in my holidays and clouds are my favourites from 4160. Thanks for the cloud samples. You're welcome, Tracy. Wonder if it will ever go in the naughty cupboard. You never know. You never know. Amy, yes, the dry down of Shazam surprised me. Very nice. Anna V. Wheeler, watching while getting ready for work. Loving the hair and the wine glass. Thank you very much. And hello to Dan Spanos, he's in the house. Cheers, Dan. Catherine saying, I may try that one. I tried a couple, but they were too barfy and fruity for me. I think they have a very distinct style at 4160. So I think for the most part, if you like a few, you probably like most of them. There's a couple that aren't quite for me, and some people just don't gel with them, which is fine. They definitely have a very big following. Their Facebook group is very, very popular. It's lively and it's full of people that bloody love the fragrances. But yeah, Catherine, probably if there's a few that you don't like, there's a high chance that you're not going to like quite a lot of them. I think there's quite a distinct feel to them, which obviously works for me. Taffy's a big fan of 4160 Rome 63. Funny you mentioned that. I wore it yesterday to work and I smelled good. Haven't worn it for ages. It's now my good friend Cheryl's signature scent after so when I went on holiday with her a couple of years ago, I took a load of samples and decants, and she loved Rome 1963. So that became her signature scent. She bought a bottle, and since then I haven't worn it so much, maybe because it feels like it's Cheryl now and it's not so much me. But I did enjoy wearing it yesterday. I've got a little bit left in the bottom of the bottle, but I might give it to Cheryl because I've got too much, and I know Cheryl will get a lot more pleasure from it. Sometimes I feel like there's too many bottles sitting there and they're not getting enough love, so I might pass it on, but I do love it. I think it's gorgeous. Love smelling it on my friend Cheryl. Comfort Incense Tracy, Rome, favourite of the cities. Yeah, I did used to like the one that is it Paris, or is it Paris? The one that smells like candy floss, rose and violets. I loved that back in my very early niche days. Maybe it's a bit too pretty for me these days, but that was a beautiful fragrance, really youthful and sweet and lovely. Tracy must try Happy Land. Yeah, I haven't tried anything from them yet. Taffy's got samples of Happy Land. Haven't tried them yet. I know Dan's got a few Happy Land fragrances. They're popping up on YouTube now, aren't they? I'm not entirely sure I understand if they're a clone house or not, or what exactly Happy Land are all about. I'm not sure. Feel free to enlighten me. So, right, we've done Shazam. So I may as well stay with... Oh, I didn't bring it down. I'll stay with the house of 4160 Tuesdays, and another one that doesn't get a lot of mention is Centerpiece. There's actually two versions now. There's Centerpiece and Centerpiece Honey, Extra Honey, or Honey. It's affectionately known as the Honey Monster. Started as a bit of an accident where Sarah McCartney threw in a bit too much honey, and it's also at Parfum strength, the honey one. Both of them are absolutely gorgeous, rich and kind of light in the same vein. There's frangipani, there's green tea. Don't always like tea in fragrances. In fact, more often than not, if a fragrance has got tea in it, I don't like it, but it doesn't bother me in Centerpiece. There's something edible about Centerpiece without it being a full-on gourmand. You don't smell like a cupcake at all. It's just a beautiful frangipani fragrance that's really kind of fresh, but also very texturized and rich at the same time. Comfort Incense, yes, now with the description of Paris, I think it was that one that was a fave, as I remember the violets. Yeah, Paris is definitely rose and violet and quite sweet. Rome has got tuberose and chocolate, and it's kind of more woodsy and more serious and musky. Vala, Mr. Smelly, underrated old man fragrance, Hubigant, Duc de Vinis, L'extreme. Never heard of that one. Catherine, honey is scary. I made a room spray with honey and a couple of others, and it's a perfect cat pee clone. Oh no, I think you hear that a lot with people when they smell honey in a fragrance, they get a cat pee note. I know that I don't like Back to Black from By Kilian. I don't like it to be too much honey, too strong with the honey. And I think with Centerpiece, the honey's actually not too in the forefront. Even in the extra honey version, you can smell honey, but it doesn't smell like you're putting your nose, bless me, directly into a pot of honey. So I like that. Taffy, rarely get compliments, but got one wearing Centerpiece. Yeah, I got a compliment wearing Centerpiece as well. It's that perfect in-between season fragrance as well. If you take the normal Centerpiece, spring, autumn, maybe you wouldn't necessarily wear it in high heat, but summer's evening would be fine. Certainly here in the UK when it never gets that hot. I think it's a really nice fragrance that's very much easy for people to understand and enjoy. Um, Tracy, in Bengal Rouge, honey went well. Yeah, I find the honey in that, it again is not too strong. It's very noticeable, but only for the beginning parts and not so much once it dries down, which I'm quite glad about because I like it, but actually it's as the fragrance develops and the honey kind of like takes a back step that I fall in love with Bengal Rouge. And Tracy doesn't often like honey in perfumes. Dan, I thought you knew some French. Oh, right, okay. I can't remember. Oh, Duke. Are you spelling it right though, Dan? Duc de Vervins. So I take it Vervins is like Vervienne, as in don't fucking know actually, but there are fragrances Vervienne in them, aren't they? Duc de Vervins. I don't know. Have I tried it, Dan? Is that is that a new acquisition of yours? Mm. What's everyone been up to today? I had the day off. I went to the hairdresser, voila, and also I went to the plumbing shop where I ordered some stuff for my bathroom. So I'm having a bath fitted on Monday. Yes, oh my god, I can't wait to have a bath. Cheers everyone, I love baths. Plumber's coming on Monday, and I forgot to order a bath, let alone all the other stuff like the shower screen and what else, the bath panel, which you buy separately. What a pain in the ass. And taps. So last minute rush, couldn't get a bath, had to ring up because I was at work, had to ring this plumbing shop up and just order one. They sent me a photo. I was like, yep, that'll do. So, and then I had to pop in and order the taps and stuff, and wow, what a glamorous life I lead. So I've been in the plumbing suppliers today, but actually they were very nice, and they treated me like they didn't treat me like an idiot. They were nice to me and accepted that I have no knowledge of bathroom stuff, plumbing stuff. Vervins is a place in France. Got it yesterday. You can try it soon. Bet you can't wait. Yeah, I can imagine what it smells like, Dan, but I'm happy to give it a smell. You never know. I might surprise you with my reaction. Catherine's also been at the hairdressers. Cheers to new hair. Doctor's appointment, making shoes today. Well, that's different, isn't it? Making shoes. I bet not many people today have been making shoes. And Tracy, even less glam, had to nap as youngest up most of the night. Oh, Tracy, I feel for you when I read your updates. At the time in the morning you have to get up, I really feel for you, and I hope that you can get some nice rest soon. Okay, what else did I do today? So yeah, I had this gas company round today, and so they basically, I think they caused a gas leak when they installed new pipework outside, and I had to get an engineer around, and it cost me some money to sort my problem out. So we're now sort of debating with them about whether or not they're going to pay the bill for me. So that was fun, but they were actually quite nice, and I hope they will pay my invoice, because then I can spend the money on much more fun stuff than fixing a gas leak. So yeah, adulting sometimes can be a bit much. What else? Oh, I had a quote on getting my ceilings painted because I can't be asked to do it myself. Lazy bitch, I just can't be asked with it. So I've had a chap round to quote me on the ceilings, getting them all painted because they've been smoothed, and now I want them painted white. So yeah, I'm gonna do that because I just find I'm getting overwhelmed with stuff. Moving in here, there's been a lot of things to do and trying to just juggle life. Sometimes life just can be hard, can't it? You know, to shop, eat, try and eat healthy, go to work, keep the cat healthy, get the house decorated, keep up with friends and family, try and have a social life. Adulting can be tough. Anyway, we're going off topic rather. David Peters, lazy day spent in front of the log burner. How nice is that? Dave, where are you in the world actually? I don't think I know. I don't think we've talked often on YouTube, but I don't think I know where you're based. Yeah, Tracy, sometimes life juggles us. You're right, yeah. But this is nice. This is lovely. It feels like I'm having a little social with friends. Got my drink, got my candle, got a load of frags. We're all here for the same reason. We all love perfume, and I think we're all quite nice, positive people. So this is good. Let's move on to a different fragrance. So another under the radar. I've hyped it a little bit, but it doesn't get much hype on YouTube or Instagram, and it's called Me Too, and it's by NB Parfums. That's Nan Bailey, and this is the only fragrance in her line at the moment. I know I'm sure she's working on a couple of other things, but obviously another person like Catherine who has to work as well and has to find the finances to get her work out there, to get her fragrances out there. So I'm wearing Me Too, no, on this wrist here, and it's just a really beautiful rose fragrance. The rose is very strong, there's lots of rose, but it's not one of those soapy Marks and Spencer's hand cream or shower gel style roses. It's a very voluptuous rose. There's sandalwood and there's some cinnamon, there's vanilla. If you like Intense Cafe by Montal, but you wanted something slightly less sweet with a little bit more development, not quite as strong and in your face, much more grounded, much more interesting, but if you like the generality of Intense Cafe, I think you'll find you'll like Me Too. Catherine, yes, it is a really nice fragrance, Catherine. It's beautifully crafted. I love a fragrance that has development, that's not too in your face, that has subtlety. 2018, Tafel's Couche are under the radar. Can't find anyone who's tried them. I do German indie on eBay, mainly patchouli. They also have marzipan, almond milk and cherry. I don't know what they are. I mean, Tafel's Couche, I've not heard of them at all, which reinforces that it's under the radar. Goriella 2019, is that alcohol? Well, there's a little bit of alcohol in there. It's mostly, I'd say it's like that much Diet Coke and that much alcohol. So, you know, depends on your perspective. James Dean, it's odd, I don't care for the smell of roses, but I love rose fragrances. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Yeah, that's weird, James. Do you know what? I find it hard to find a real life rose that has any bloody fragrance. Most of them are completely odorless. I think they're very much grown for their appearance, not so much their smell. Drill Bit Fortescue. I asked about Estee Lauder's original private collection. Still love it to bits. I haven't tried that. I haven't tried anything, because I think is there an Ylang, private Ylang or something that I'm really curious to try. And I do think it's a good point, Drill Bit, is you haven't always got to look niche, you haven't got to look modern for a fragrance that is really different and really special, because not many people these days are wearing the old stuff you can find super cheap. So for example, I know some of you will think that Lulu is a load of shit. You'll have memories, if you're a similar age to me, you will probably have memories of Lulu. Lulu was an affordable fragrance way back in the 80s and 90s, and it's very rich and very strong. Frangipani, vanilla, incense, kind of resiny fragrance, very kind of 80s style fragrance, shoulder pads, you know, that kind of thing. But people don't know it anymore. So if you were to get yourself some Lulu, which is still being made, apparently it's quite not quite the character it used to be, but you can find vintage Lulu very cheaply as well. If you was to wear that, most people will think you're wearing something expensive, niche, different, because you're going to smell completely set apart from the crowd, and yet you haven't spent a fortune. I've gone through a small bottle of this. I managed to get a 1996, was it 96? A 90s bottle off eBay, And I remember I sprayed it at work, and about half an hour later I walked down the back of the office and I got compliments from two of the ladies at the back of the office. What are you wearing? It smells amazing. It was Lulu. So yeah, you can find this at discounters, 15 quid, 20 quid max, and it is, you're going to smell different, but it actually is really nice. Goriella Rose 31. That's a Le Labo Rose 31. That's the more main, sort of more widely available rose from Le Labo, isn't it? It's not the city exclusive, I think, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Catherine saying, have I tried Comporta perfumes? I've not heard of Comporta. I will look them up, Catherine, when I get a chance. Sunchika, wow, your hair is so glamorous and beautiful. Thank you very much. It's all down to Santino. He's a magician. Kino Tube, what do you think about Montel Arabians? I haven't tried that. Anyone tried Montel Arabians? Catherine, it's a lovely damask rose, myrrh, musk and patchouli. Sounds lovely, Catherine. Drill bit. Oh, how can we forget Lulu? Yes, Lulu. Beautiful. Oh, I remember when I was little, I had a tiny little bottle, and just like that, because I was too young for perfume, but I used to just put a little tiny dab on my hands and I'd be, oh. And yeah, I think I need to get a little, I think I need to get another 30ml just to wear. Even, I probably won't, it's because of the memories and knowing that it's cheap, the snob in me won't choose to wear it out. I'll wear it around the house or whatever. And I don't know why. I wish I could get over that, because I think if I wore it on a night out, I'd smell bloody awesome and there'd be no issue with it whatsoever. I don't know why I have to be a snob about it. Is anyone else a snob about fragrances and won't wear the cheapies out? So, Valentina, remember Benetton Tribute. Love that one from the 90s, and also loved Organza. Organza's gorgeous. I did have a miniature of it, and I used to like put little bits on. Not that long ago, but I think it was vintage. The only thing, I didn't think it was very strong. It never felt like it lasted too long. I really want to try the incandescence version because that's supposed to be gorgeous. Catherine, Lulu, Samsarat and Opium. Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. I mean, yeah, the world's changed. It's a different place now. So let's now move on to this one here is Miguel Matos's, and it's Miracle of Roses. So I'm wearing this one on this hand here, and this is a completely different kind of rose fragrance from Me Too. This one's very powdery. It has a bread note. It's got incense. I'd say it's a bit sweeter, and it almost has some violety nuances, but much more powdery, or talcum powdery. Really interesting, really complex, slightly weirder. But then this is Miguel Matos we're talking about. He's a crazy frag head. Obviously we know he's a writer from Fragrantica and has made perfumes not just for himself, but he's made for Sarah Baker and other companies as well. Miguel definitely has a slightly weirder, stranger taste in fragrances, and you don't hear too much about his fragrances, hence why I've brought it here for underrated. Okay, Tomalise, so Yana's in the building. Hi Yana, thanks for joining. Ole Glam, Truth or Dare by Madonna. I won a bottle of Truth or Dare in a fragrance group, and it's a tuberose fragrance. It's really out there. It's very blousy and a bit too much for me. I'm not into tuberose. Gave it to my friend. She loved it. She ended up buying a bottle for her son's girlfriend, who also loved it. Very much a well-loved fragrance, but you've got to love your tuberose. Tom Elise has Miracle of Roses. It smells super cinnamony rose. Yes, I see what you mean. Now you tell me. It's warm and spicy. Tina Tabor, hi everyone. Claire, your hair is gorgeous. Thanks, Tina. And it reminds me of my boyfriend at Christmas. To me, it's not powder. Really? Oh, I get a lot of powder from it, but that just goes to show we're all different in our perceptions. Jungle Jezebel's unbeatable. To me, it's a masterpiece. Yeah, I just couldn't wear Jungle Jezebel. I mean, I wore it to review it. I love the bubblegumminess of it, and I love the craziness of it. But for me, it's not wearable in everyday situations, or even any situation. It's just too crazy. That sort of skanky dry down is just not it. I just don't feel comfortable with it. That's just me. Um, Drill bit, oh me too. Also love Fendi and Montana. I don't know those two. Drill bit. I thank you for my baby Zach for all your hearts. Catherine Fendi, I must try that then. Yana, yeah, a lot of unknown fragrances, but that's why we love watching you, Yana, because you bring our attention to all the unknowns. Taffy, some tuberose spikes a headache for me. I can totally understand that. And Yana, Jungle Jezebel, very wearable, but she likes it skanky. I like to be skanky, but not with my perfumes. So let's move on to another fragrance. So let's do Catherine's while Catherine's here. So this is Bacio di Velluto. Catherine, very kindly, I bought a sample, or I think I bought a travel size from Catherine when she released her fragrance, and I reviewed it and I loved it. And Catherine very kindly sent me this bottle to thank me for my review. And as you can see, I've worn through most of it, and I really love this one. So Catherine Rowan is a UK based perfumer. She does it as a business on the side of a full-time job, working very, very hard. This is an ylang ylang, sandalwood, ambergris. Remind me what I'm missing here. I love it, Catherine. I genuinely love it. To me, it feels beachy, but it doesn't smell like sunscreen. It feels beachy. It feels sunshiny, and it reminds me of summer days in the sun, but feeling very glamorous and very beautiful at the same time. Here we go. We've got the notes here: jasmine, more musk, and a few secret notes. You got to keep your secrets. It is a stunning fragrance. Kind of fragrance. I don't know. I haven't actually worn it for a little while. I wore it a lot more in the warmer weather, but now I'm smelling it. I feel like I want to wear it to kind of take me back to the summer, and I think that's what I love about summery fragrances, is that you can wear them midwinter and they transport you back to the summer or back to your holiday. I love that. So do check out, if you're in the UK, check out Catherine's website. It's called Brigantia Perfumes, Brigantia. Feel free, Catherine, to share the link in the comments there, and do check it out if you're in the UK. Unfortunately, at the moment she can't ship anywhere else, but if you are in the UK, you can get samples, you can get travel sizes, and they are gorgeous. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about them. I think it's just an overcrowded world, and everyone wants to talk about the hype, what's going on. Everyone wants to get in on the hype, but actually it's the underrated stuff where the hidden gems are. Okay, Benjamin is in the house. Sentitar, hi Ben. Martin, underrated men's is Giorgio Beverly Hills. Recently revisited this classic 80s beast mode fragrance. I certainly know the female version. I had a bottle of that way back when, and that is absolutely a shoulder pad situation. So Martin, do elaborate a little bit on how that one smells. Cleopatra, thank you for loving my hair. Diptyque Eau Duelle, yes. I had a sample of Eau Duelle, and it was a beautiful vanilla. It's hard to really remember too much, except thinking at the time it was a gorgeous vanilla fragrance. Not heavy, not cupcakey, lighter, more like your Tehota style kind of musky, light vanilla fragrance. Yana, can we talk about 460? I've been loving them for years. Sarah's so talented, hardworking, productive. Yes, Yana, we did mention 4160 earlier. I was saying how much I love Shazam. I don't think people talk about Shazam too much. And Centerpiece. What's your favourites from the house, Yana? Tina, they've been selling Giorgio at Marshalls lately in the US. Drill bit, does anyone remember Diva Emmanuel Ungaro Divine? No, I don't. Anyone else? I need someone to make me another drink. But it's only me in the house. Well, Sweetie, but she's useless at that. She's useless at that kind of stuff. Okay, right. And let's move on to another fragrance. What have we not done yet? So, Bido. This is Chouette from Bido. I should maybe just put the drink down for a minute. I can do that. Yana's also smelled Bido. I think you reviewed them on your channel, didn't you? Or you did that at an interview with Amanda Beadle, the perfumer. Chouette and Hibou are kind of orangey, floral, woodsy. There's nothing else like these fragrances, but they're wearable. They're not too weird. They're just beautiful. Hibou is very voluptuous and rich, and just makes me feel like I smell like no one else. It's totally a night out fragrance. It's gorgeous, very syrupy and rich. And then Chouette is more like more daytime. Do a little bit here. Oh, it's more kind of green and fruity, and it feels a bit like a cocktail as well, like a green, fresh, fruity cocktail drink. It's still very vibrant and lively and outgoing. But Bido are absolutely a house to check out. Don't think you can get them outside of the UK at the moment. And there's also Chêne Noir, which is the award-winning fragrance. I've just got a sample of that, and that's it's based on a vineyard, and it's so outdoorsy, and it's kind of like got a texture to it, like a sour, like when you eat grapes and you get that dry thing going on in your mouth. Somehow the fragrance does that. It's really, really interesting and refreshing, perfect for a warmer day. Chêne Noir from Bido. So Bido is definitely an under the radar house that I think is well worth checking out. And then another one. Oh, so hopefully Yana's still here. Yana! I've got Powder and Dust here. So SP Parfums are under the radar. Far too under the radar. Because SP Parfums creates beautiful, beautiful fragrances. They also create some really weird, strange, hard to wear fragrances in my opinion. But there's like a mishmash of weird, crazy, mind-blowing stuff and beautiful, very, very easy to wear yet original and different, like Powder and Dust and SP Musk here, which I love, which is SP Musk it's got a hawthorn accord and this abstract jasmine. It's not exactly like smelling jasmine bush. It's like deconstructed jasmine with this honeyed floral thing and lots of musk and a great texture, and I love it. So Yana's saying Powder and Dust, I know how much you love it. I do, honestly, Yana, it's like top 3 favourite fragrances ever. Martin, I get a burst of freshness with Beverly Hills, like orange peel, then followed by spiciness, musky dry down. That's as far as my nose goes. That's good enough. That explains it. Thank you. Lisa M. Hi from Yorkshire. Hello, Lisa. Funny you should say you're from Yorkshire. We've had a debate about Yorkshire tea at work quite recently, which I really won't bore you with. And I didn't have much input because I don't drink tea. But anyway, Um, Catherine, that's the one I want to try. Keep forgetting powder and dust. Catherine, I will do my best. Please remind me. I'll send you a sample. But don't be shy to remind me. I get overwhelmed with stuff, and I tell people I send them a sample and then I forget. But please remind me, and I will. I've got a sample to send to my fragrance friend Kim as well. So I'll do it at the same time. Let me know your address. Tommy's wanted to have an absolutely unique musky perfume that won't be like anything else. So it's scented on pear and mimosa. Yana, it's a stunning fragrance. What you did with Sven is beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. And another one I bought along is the Suntan Glam. Let's just spray it in the air. Woo! So this is, wow. This is a collaboration with Miguel Matos. So Miguel, who is behind the one we've already spoken about. Miguel collaborated with Sven from SP Parfums, created Suntan Glam, and it's basically a sexy suntan smell. So it's like two people covered in old-fashioned copper tone suntan lotion, and they've been baking in the sun all day, and then they're copulating in sun dunes in the sand with some flowers, exotic crazy flowers blooming and blowing their pollen everywhere. It's crazy. If you like beachy scents, but maybe you think they're just too easy to love, if you wanted something a little more sexy and carnal, then Suntan Glam might be your jam. I feel to me like it's got lots of woods and almost a smoky, feels like a benzoin resin, smoky, woodsy thing going on. So like the people that are shagging in the dunes have got a breeze of a distant fire blowing over them. If you like, not the most poetic description, but that's what I get. Mr. Smelly, Suntan Glam's very good, very unique. Yes, it is unique for a beachy scent. I think it's very unique. And Catherine's from Yorkshire as well. Tina, sounds amazing. Does it last? Too bloody right, it really, really lasts. SP Parfums all have real amazing strength. I think some of them are extract. He doesn't put it on the bottle, but I mean the colour, you can see the colour of that. And yeah, Suntan Glam, I will absolutely get 10 hours of actual projection, and then only then would it maybe start to come down. So yes, SP Parfums amazing for amazing performance. My throat's drying up, that's why I have to drink. Now what? I'm empty. Right, so let's move on. What have we? So we've done SP Parfums. We've done that. Okay. So Sarah Island, another UK-based company. The lady herself is called Sarah Island, and this one is called Crushed Velvet. It's a gorgeous, voluptuous, oriental rose that's kind of, it's got a crunch to it and a slight greenness, and it's really interesting, a bit spicy. It's got some sandalwood. Sarah Island create unique fragrances again. There's one that begins with Kahalia. I can't remember. Very kind of almost Middle Eastern feel incense. I can't remember exactly how it went, but really unique. My boss actually ended up, I took samples to work. My boss bought a bottle of the Kahalia. Dan has, which is the one you have, Dan? Summer Serenade, is it? And I like that you can buy little bottles. They're not too expensive. I can't remember the prices. They're not too expensive. I was sent that as a thank you for reviewing the samples, but I would totally buy that. An absolutely beautiful, unique rose that's not another one that's not like a hand cream from Marks and Spencer's. It's not soapy. It's got interest to it. So I like that. Crushed Velvet by Sarah Ireland. Very much under the radar. It doesn't get talked about. Should. But everyone's talking about hyped all the time. All want to talk about the latest Tom Ford, whatever. Latest Creed. Don't worry, I'm going to do all that too. Totally going to do that. Because you've got to do these things as well. You've got to cover the hyped stuff, but I think you need to also cover that under-hyped stuff. Dan, Summer Serenade, yep, Neroli Petitgrain fragrance, and that's from Sarah Ireland. Ben, off of Sentitar, Kiahia, that's it. Looks gorgeous. I might have to buy. A really, really interesting fragrance. Probably a little too Middle Eastern. I can't remember. I can't remember if it's patchouli heavy or if there's oud or something that meant it wasn't quite my thing. But I really appreciated how exotic and different and unique it was. Liza saying hi to Yana. Thanks to Claire. To have a chance to say hello to beautiful people in real time. I love these lives because it's bringing us all together, and you see comments on your videos sometimes. I see them, I give them a like and give them a love, and don't always have time to respond. I feel rude sometimes because someone says something really nice or take the time to make a big comment, and then just because I've just looked at it while I'm at work or while I'm busy, I think, oh, I'll go back and respond, and then I don't. But this way we can all talk in real time. So yeah, that's really nice. Heather saying hi to Yana. Ben's looking at the website. It says patchouli. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, I knew it was something in there that wasn't quite my thing, but yeah, it is definitely a very unique and interesting fragrance. Yana's not done a live stream on YouTube, but your live streams on Instagram are fabulous. I enjoy them. I don't always get to join in, but so I do enjoy watching when I can. Taffy meant to say congratulations to Mr. Smelly on his fragrance. Catherine, congrats to Dan. Lisa, totally agree. Important to chat with your subscribers. Yes, it is, and it's so nice because we're all the same. Like we're all here for the same reasons. It's just I've chosen to put my face on camera. That's all, but we're all the same. We've all got different levels of knowledge and experience. Amy, I know you've talked about it before, but I feel like Kai's Delicia D Marshmallow, super under the radar, so simple but so beautiful and comforting. Amy, completely. I was going to bring it down, but I felt like I covered it in my last video, and I've already sort of overdone some of these fragrances, so I decided not to. But you're right, Delicia D Marshmallow is absolutely beautiful. It's subtle and it's sweet, and it's the kind of fragrance that will give you that mysterious air of, it's going to make people think, why do I want to eat her? I can't quite figure it out. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, what else have we got here? So what I've also brought down is some Lush perfumes, because they don't get too much talk on our fragrance community channels. There are Lush channels that are dedicated to everything Lush, but they don't get too much love on Fragcom itself. So I've got some Lush here. Heather H bought many Kai's per Claire's recommendations. Oh, let me know which ones you've got, Heather. Which ones are you loving? So what I've got here is from Lush, and it's the 29. Is it? Yeah, 29 High Street. So this is the fragrance that's been created by Pia Long. She no longer works for Lush, hasn't done for a long time. You'll know Pia. She appears with Nick Gilbert on their YouTube channel. It's Love to Smell. I think it's called Love to Smell. And Pia and Nick also have a company together, Olfiction. Is it Olfiction? They have a smelly company. They have a smelly company. Pia is the perfumer, and she created 29 High Street for Lush, which is absolutely crazily like a Lush shop in the best possible way. So let's have my house smelling like a Lush shop, shall we? This fragrance is everything all in one. Pia has created that exact smell as you walk down the high street, past the Lush shop and you're overwhelmed by the powdery, citrusy, fruity, floral bath bombs. It's fizzy as well. It is pure Lush. It's Lush bottled. If you like that, then you will love Lush 29 High Street. You can't always get it. Sometimes they have it online. Otherwise, you have to go to the main store in Poole in Dorset. And it's crazily good for a replica of a Lush shop, if you like that. Let's check comments. Newton Sinclair tuning in from Australia. Good morning. Good morning to Newton. Catherine, nope, not a Lush fan. The shop smell kills me over. Fair enough. I get that. I can understand that. Tracy from Comfort and Sense. Some new Lush ones to be announced too that we all voted on. Yes, looking forward to finding out what they are. Lisa M. Lush, is there perfumes in Lush shop? Where can I sniff them? I'm not familiar with perfumes of Lush. Yes, so a lot of the Lush stores will have a little perfume area. They won't all carry the full range. I would say do your research online. Be really careful. Some of them are absolutely weird. Some of them, most of them change very quickly on your skin. So you can spray something and you like the smell of it. And then 10-15 minutes later it can get really dirty on your skin. That's my experience, but some of them are really, really nice. Heather, got an email from Lush Kitchen, several new perfumes, Lord of Misrule, and my son loves Yognog. I would like a Yognog perfume. I've got the shower gel. I've pretty much used the shower gel every day since I got it. It's nearly running out. Bloody love it. Butter Ball. I've got perfume here called Butter Ball. And I love the Butter Bears. So I've got soaps. This year they've come out with soaps and they're in the shape of a bear. It's kind of like a very pale beige colour. And they smell like this, which is Butter Ball. Which has ylang ylang. But it's not like an obvious ylang ylang. It's kind of, the way it's blended, it smells, there's chocolate and honey. But it's buttery. So it's called Butterball. It's a butter, chocolate, honey, ylang ylang, smooth as silk fragrance. Not much development. It's pure comfort in a bottle. The kind of thing I spray on my pillow just to get off to sleep. Buttery dreams of slippery white bears. So the last year, the Butter Bear was a white shower jelly. So it's a solid jelly bear, and then you kind of like, you take the bear and you rub it you rub it on yourself, but it had this gorgeous smell, and I think it's got cocoa butter in it, so it left your skin absolutely soft and just beautiful. Yeah, so Butterball was definitely a love for me. Not necessarily to wear it out, again, more of a comfort, enjoy it at home kind of scent. Yognog perfume still online, and the body spray as well. Ooh, lovely. Dan, have I tried I'm Home from Lush? Yes, I have. I did have a bottle. I just found it a bit too, it's very, very strong. It smells like how you want your house to smell, and it almost was a bit overwhelming. It's like very sweet, lots of very comforting, lovely edible smells, but a little bit overwhelming for me to want to wear it on my skin. The kind of thing I'd rather have as a room spray. That's just personal opinion. I don't like my gourmands to be so literal, and this is a very literal gourmand. Tina, supposed to be bringing back 1,000 Kisses Deep on Black Friday. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've tried that one. Catherine prefers Rituals to Lush. Tracy, 1,000 are out in the shop now. So in Tracy's local Lush shop, I think she means they've got 1,000 Kisses Deep. Have I tried Karma? I think so. Karma, is that another one with quite a heavy patchouli note? I think I've tried something Karma scented quite recently. I didn't enjoy it. It was nice in the opening and very quickly went off on me. I didn't enjoy it. Tracy had what would you do for love? I've from that same line that Tracy's talking about. What would love do? I think she means what would love do. I think I've got that one upstairs, but I brought down Amelie May to talk about because that's from the same line. Amelie May has this beautiful, sweet and sour, citrusy opening with some kind of slightly green, almondy like smell underneath. It's very pretty. I'm just looking for their ingredients. There's lavender, ylang, rose. See, the thing with Lush, with their perfumes and with their body products, is they put in extremely expensive ingredients. And with their perfumes, they don't put very much synthetics in there, if any at all. They don't really their philosophy is that they don't really like synthetics in perfume, so they put a lot of naturals, a lot crazy amount of naturals. The offshoot of that, the con of that, is that they can smell a bit chunky and they can lack the blended finished smoothness of a designer fragrance, because basically you've got a load of essential oils all chucked together in a pot like that, but you do get that punch in the face of actual beautiful natural ingredients. It's good and there's bad, I think, with Lush, and I kind of like some of them. I really like some of them, and then I really dislike some of them. And as I say, they can smell a little unfinished or a little unblended, but they're fun and there's stories behind the fragrances, and you are spraying on lots of very high quality, expensive natural ingredients. So you've got to weigh up what you're into. Amelie May is this gorgeous, very smooth almondy note, along with some bright fresh citruses and sour. It's really nice. It's good. These, they're fairly affordable. Let's have the room smelling now of Amelie May. They're fairly affordable at Lush. Just reading notes. Lisa, I've had big hopes on Karma. Good to know. That's just my opinion. You know, each to their own. Heather, don't get the same perfumes in the St. Louis market. I get them from Lush Kitchen with a huge fee. Oh no, so yeah, you're having it a big shipping fee. Valedina also loves Zhivago. The Siage is out of this world. I don't know that one. Tina, the lady, sprayed it on a stick. At first I thought it was citrusy, then got distracted. She sprayed Rentless. Oh yeah, Rentless is a slightly weird one. Let's see what else I've got here. I've got Goddess. Let's spray that one on a bit of paper. This one, as I recall, I think it's got oud in it. Let me read the ingredients. Oh god, the writing's so small. So it's got Jasmine Absolute, which we know is a very expensive ingredient. Jasminium grandiflorum in brackets. Oh, Osmanthus. Osmanthus is that apricot / leather smell, and I absolutely get that from this. And Osmanthus, it's very, very, very expensive as well. You've got rose, again, another very expensive ingredient. Sandalwood, oud. So this has got all of that in it, and it's natural. It has to be, because it's there in writing on the back. It's a really unusual kind of hippie type smell, because you can smell the leather from the Osmanthus, but it's not too heavy. It's not like a leather dominant fragrance. It just has this leather with the sweetness of the fruitiness and the jasmine. Smells a bit smoky, a bit incensey. It's a really interesting fragrance. It's kind of a bit sharp. It's another one I would happily have my house smell of. I could wear this one, but it's not quite my style. But I was sent that one by Lush, just to elaborate why I own it. It is really nice. It's quite a strong floral there with the leatheriness. But I do think you should explore Lush if you haven't done. Don't blind buy anything, but if you can get samples or if you can go and try them in the store. But whatever you do, just be careful because some of them they smell great to start with. They really do change a lot on your skin. So spray them on card, give them time, walk away. If you still like them after an hour or two, then dare to spray them on your skin. Walk away and just see how they go before you actually make a purchase. Because some of them, as I say, are slightly strange. Goddess actually it's smelling a bit like Coca-Cola to me now. Let's just read some messages. Tom Elise has Goddess, very spicy. Yeah, it's like a spicy Coca-Cola now. Everyday products, overrated fragrances, Parfums de Marly. I have never found a Parfums de Marly I need to own. I like the aesthetic of the bottles, but there's so many people saying that they smell like a clone of this and a clone of that, and they just haven't created something I need to own just yet. Are they that bullshit niche? I'm not convinced. So, but yeah, bottles are stunning. They make very well liked, mass appealing fragrances, but nothing that I need to own. Certainly not their price point as well. Heather had Devil's Nightcap soap. Scared to buy the perfume for possible inconsistencies. Bought the Yuzu perfume and was not the same. Oh, that's a shame. Tracy, the scent of it all sometimes puts people off. Once you go in and try separately some stunning things. Yeah, there's a key word there, separately. Don't overwhelm yourself. Lush perfumes are overwhelming. Do not go in there and try and smell 5 different things because you are just going to confuse the hell out of your schnozzle. Take your time with Lush because they're quite complex beasts. You might find one that you fall head over heels, but you might miss it because you judge it on one aspect of it while you've got other things on the go. So yeah, Lush is overwhelming and requires time, much like Francesca Bianchi, her fragrances. I didn't fall in love with the Lover's Tale straight away because I tried to smell all of the samples at the same time, and they definitely require and deserve to be smelled individually. MT, best Christmas party fragrance for men. First that comes to mind is a Fahrenheit, whether it be a vintage, current formulation or the Parfum, depends on your taste. If you like it a bit sweeter, more well-rounded with some more vanilla and smooth, then the Parfum would be excellent. You're probably not going to smell like anyone else and you're going to smell gorgeous with just hints of the reminiscence of years gone by. So yeah, I'll probably go for that. Or Dior Homme Parfum. That's really, really sexy, really strong, really rich. They would be my choices. Benjamin from Sentitar. Yep, those tricky first impressions. Yep, cannot be judging fragrances just based on the first impressions. Sentitar. Happy Land Holidays is good. Never tried it though. Holidays for Men. Everybody knows Burberry London too. Burberry London does get a bit of rap though for not being a great performer. So I don't know what everyone's thoughts on that are. I haven't really properly tried it myself. It's kind of put out there as a very good Christmassy cold weather fragrance, but apparently performance is weak. But correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I think I've covered all my under the radar picks, except I'm just gonna throw one out there which I've already talked to you a lot about before, and that is my Insolence. So a discontinued, not hard, but it's kind of a bit tricky to find fragrance now. It's called My Insolence from Galan. I talked about it in my last few videos. Here's the first bottle that I got, and this is, oh bless me, this is a 50ml that I bought on eBay with no lid and no box, and I very quickly got through that. I didn't fall in love immediately. I smelt it the first time and said, oh, it's quite nice, but I'm not sure I'm that bothered. Then something happened, the magic happened. I fell head over heels in love. I used up, so I say it was about half a bottle. I used it up within 2 months of owning it, and then I went on and I bought this one. So that's another 50ml there, almost full. Got that one from eBay. At the same time, someone in one of the fragrance groups was selling a full bottle in a box, so I bought that. And then only today I picked up another one from eBay. So I don't own backup bottles now of anything except this, and it's not going to be everybody's thing because it's not that exciting, it's not that interesting, but for me it is pure love, absolute pure love, comfort. I'm going to spray it on my jumper because I'm pretty much covered in perfume now. My Insolence is a very simple, it's a kind of sweet yet tart raspberry, musky, with a dusting of ice and sugar on top, and a very smooth and musky almond note, and a beautiful non-foodie vanilla, mid-range, not exactly non-foodie but not foodie, somewhere in the middle vanilla, got Guerlain vanilla. So yeah, a good vanilla. I just find it so comforting, and I can't put my finger on why I love it so much, but for me it is an underrated, under the radar, beautiful fragrance that I love. So that's that. Darren Williams is talking about Gogglebox. I don't watch it, I'm afraid. I haven't got a TV. I've mentioned that before. Don't have a TV in this house at the moment. Vala Dina, I love My Insolence. It's so sweet, like actual candy. Yeah. Benjamin saying you might never run out. I honestly, I will keep buying it. I'm just going to keep buying it. I'm going to see if I can get like 50 bottles lined up. Everyday products. Talking about Galan, I just picked up 1970 Shalimar EDT for $20. Everyday products. I'm going to completely go off topic now to this. I picked up a delivery today from, it was an eBay delivery of a bunch of vintage and old fragrances that I got super cheap. One of them was this, which is Shalimar Eau de Cologne. However, I'm not sure if it's fake, because if you look at this bottle, the label is not straight. It's too far over to this side. It's not even in the middle. There's nothing on the bottom. I don't know if anyone has any experience. I'm not sure if it's fake, because they also sent me a fake bottle of Lulu, which is completely not in the right bottle at all, like one of those super cheap fakes that you get abroad that you know it's a fake, one of those that you get for like £2. But this actually smells like it's how I remember Shalimar to smell. So I don't know if I've got a fake here or not, but it was a really cheap deal of a load of different bottles of fragrance. There's a vintage Samsara, which is really nice. There's not much left in the bottle, but it's enough for me to kind of play with. But this Eau de Cologne Shalimar, I just don't know if it's fake or not, only because that label is just wrong and not centre. So if anyone has any knowledge of that, do let me know. Heather, I've been trying to get Elder Lolita. I seem to love things that gets discontinued. I know what you mean. Yeah, so many things discontinued, but you know what? Sometimes I think because something's discontinued, you then feel like you need to go and find it and try it. It's like chasing that unicorn. Is all part of the fun. Valentina, the new formulation, the bottle is not the same. Similar but not the same. I don't like to know bottles. Galan need to bring the old bottle back. Yeah. Okay, right. So I'm going to now move it on very quickly to YouTubers releasing their own fragrances. Lisa M. Samsara is my love forever. Samsara is a gorgeous fragrance. I don't wear it. My mum wears it. It smells lovely on my mum. It's rich and kind of soapy to me, but it's a very, very good reference for sandalwood. And I love to have some for that point. David Peters loves Shalimar. Okay, let's talk about YouTubers bringing out their own fragrances, because as we know, Mr. Smelly has got Gravitas. I don't know if he's still around. So whilst I've got the sample here, let's have a little snifty sniff. I have reviewed this one. It's on my channel if you're interested. There's a couple of videos out now on Gravitas. George, the fragrance apprentice, has, I think, has he done a full review? I think he's done a full review now. Chris off of Fragmental has done a video on it where Dan kind of joins in with him talking about it on a live. I think it started out on Instagram. So Benjamin, Mr. Oz has released his own brand. I'm trying to help him get his brand out there too. So many new brands from YouTubers. Yes, I saw, I think Peter from Fragrance View mentioned Mr. Oz has got a fragrance out. I don't know anything about it at all. So, Sentitar, Miss Benjamin, if you want to elaborate on Mr. Oz's, has he got a line or is it just the one at the moment? Do we know anything more? Is there notes? Have you got a link? Please share a link to the website. That would be great. Dan saying YouTubers cash grab frenzy. Absolutely not, Dan. We know. So I've got Gravitas here, and I said to Dan, it's so much more patchouli than I recall the first time I smelt it. It's not just patchouli, but I think my nose can't help but seems to really pull the patchouli, and I can't help but focus on the patchouli. So then I can struggle to pick out other notes. But it's definitely got this greenery, it's got this old school feel to it, it's got that classic comforting kind of dad scent to it. So Benjamin is saying that Mr. Oz's brand is called Motif Olfactive. Okay, and there's 5 fragrances. The Candy Perfume blog. I'm assuming you're not the same as Thomas off of the Candy Perfume boy, but if you are, Thomas, then let me know. The Candy Perfume blog, do you have a diptyque fragrance to recommend? I've never fell in love with a diptyque fragrance, not yet, but I did like Eau Dwell, which we spoke about earlier. And I'd say that's probably my favourite that I've discovered, which is a very smooth and light vanilla. Scent Sense has I've forgotten what it's called now. Scent Sense has sent me $2 and says I have a poison ivy vibe going on. Well, thank you very much, Scent Sense. That's very kind. I think that's the, what's it called? The live. I've forgotten what it's called. I forgot I enabled that actually. Thank you very, very much, Scent Sense. Do you mean because of my jumper colour, the poison ivy thing, or are you saying something else? Heather, will I be doing live chats often? yes, I'm going to try and do them more often. I'd like to do one once a week if I can. Next time I'm going to try not to schedule it at the same time as Dana's from A Nose Knows, because her live chats are really awesome, and I'm sure that we share quite a few of the same subscribers, so I don't want to take anything away from Dana and vice versa. I don't want to lose out and not have all the amazing people to talk to in my chat. So I'm going to try and schedule it a little bit better, but definitely we'll be trying to do one at least once a week. Martin, let's hope Captain Sensible doesn't try to cash in as well. His would smell like a camel that's walked through a swamp. Yeah, probably. Lucid Sense. Oh, Ed's here. Lucid Sense. Even though I've been out of the game for eons, I'm actually really quite interested in all these new YouTuber frags. Yeah, I am as well. Yeah, I'm really interested. I think for me, obviously I know Dan's fragrance and I knew it was going to be a classic gentleman fragrance. So for me, my interest is with Stephen from Red Essence, because I do really enjoy Bertrand Duchefort fragrances, and I think he's got 2 in his line by Bertie. So I'm very much interested in those, especially as I think they are gourmands as well. Sense, the colour of the jumper and the hair combo. Oh, thank you very much. Heather, these are fun. The time difference is 6 hours between us. Okay, so yeah, you're sort of mid-afternoon, early afternoon. Ed, Lucid Sense saying John Pegg is the benchmark for success. Yes, so John Pegg was actually a fragrance reviewer before I really got into niche fragrances, and he released his own line of fragrances, which is Kerosene, and seems to be doing very well. I did own one Kerosene fragrance. I forget which one. It was kind of like a citrusy vanilla coconut combination. Tracy, Comfort and Sense. Faves are Winter 99. So Tracy actually sent me a sample of that. I still need to explore it properly. And Unknown Pleasures. Fragrance Matte. Hello, so lovely to see you, Smurfy. What's your scent of the night? Mine is Galant Habit Rouge. Hi Matt, so I love Habit Rouge. You smell good, and I am wearing here it is. It's for 160 Tuesday Shazam, which to me smells a bit like mulled wine and dries down to a beautiful, rich, resinous, caramelized labdanum. Very kind of festive, bit Christmassy. This has been my Christmas day scent a couple of years in a row. Heather, Unknown Pleasures is nice. Yeah, Benjamin, the Kerosene fragrances, they're quite gourmand, they're very rich. I can't remember which one I had. Unknown Pleasures, or I think it's, what is it called, Unforsaken? One of them's more lemony and the other one's kind of like lemon and orange, but they're very gourmandy, vanilla-y. But I think he's done more recently. He's done some more like oud, like stronger fragrances with oud and stuff like that. Amy, forgive me if you've already addressed this, but how is Sweetie doing? She's doing really well. I don't know where she is at the moment. She was wandering around. She's great. She's 12 years old now. She's doing really well. She's sometimes a pain in the ass. She likes to be involved in everything, in my face. If I'm running late, then that's the time she wants to be in my face, tripping me up, all that stuff that cats do. But yeah, love her very much. Taffy, Kerosene Blackmail has some oud and smoke, really good. Okay, so that's Kerosene. Obviously, he's probably the first YouTuber that came out with fragrances that we're all aware of, I think. So we had Jeremy with Office for Men. Anyone want to share their thoughts on that? Go ahead. I think I've said enough in my previous videos. And of course we've got Dan with Gravitas. Thank you, Yana. And of course don't forget Yana's Powder and Dust, which was a collaboration and came out under the brand of SP Parfums, which I love. I'm going to spray some of this over here. Oh, pear, mimosa, champagne, vanilla. Sense is saying office for men is not bad, but boardroom is the same thing for cheaper. But also looks exactly as the old school version of Noir by Bath and Body Works looks. Oh, okay, I'm not familiar with that. Everyday products. Office is overpriced. I can buy Coromandel for that price. Yeah, you can. Taffy, have to go too. Love the live stream. Claire will watch the rerun. Thank you, Taffy. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Yana. Powder and Dust. So Yana brought out Powder and Dust with SP Parfum, and we've got Red Essence has got his line of fragrances coming out. We've got Peter from Fragrance View, and I think they are going to be crazy. I think they are going to be. I'm thinking he loves House of Matriarch, so I'm thinking maybe that ballpark. I don't know if he's heading for very natural heavy fragrances, how he's sort of planning what the aesthetic will be, but I can guess we're going to see some oud, some resin, some incense, maybe something very rosy. Heather, enjoy a scent that projects my work environment, kind of derails scents, plus the odour of others I often sniff into my elbow. Oh my god, I can't bear it if people around me smell bad. It makes me really angry. There's no excuse. Ed, if you don't know Lucid Sense, he's not been active on YouTube for a while, but his reviews are on point and eloquent and articulate and well thought out. So do check out his back catalogue of reviews. Peters and Mr. Smelly's new frags. Catherine's got to go. Thank you, Catherine, for joining us. Yeah, I'd say from my point of view, the ones I'm probably going to like the most are probably Stevens from Red Essence. Martin, better pop off now. Love the red hair and the green jumper. Night, Martin. Thank you for joining us. Got an opinion on YouTubers bringing out fragrances? Do you feel differently? I feel very positive about it. You haven't got to buy it, so I don't see why there would be any negativity around it. But has anyone got an opinion? Please share it. Mr. Smelly saying he thinks Stevens will be killer. I think you're right, Dan. I honestly really hope I get the chance to try them because I think they're going to be great. He's got master perfumers involved, and it seems like he has really got involved and monitored and sort of what do you call it? What's it called? He's a creative director, and he has, it seems to me from his videos, he's been involved in every little tiny detail. So I do think that they're going to be good. Valet Office is a nice fragrance, medium to heavy sillage longevity, but it's not anything groundbreaking. No, definitely agree there. Everyday product. You know, people that smell bad just wear some crazy indie perfumes called body odor. Yeah. Oh, I don't like it though. I don't like it. Okay, I think because one, I need a wee over an hour. I can't even see what time. Yeah, it's an hour and a half now. So I think that's probably long enough. David Peters saying, don't know if you've been asked, but would you ever consider creating your own fragrance? Absolutely, I would love to. There might be something, but it's very, very early doors. So as soon as I can tell you any more, I definitely will. But yeah, it's absolutely a dream of mine. I kind of never would have pushed it because I wouldn't have thought anyone would necessarily want to work with me. But yeah, definitely would, David, and hopefully with any luck something might happen. Heather, I'm a dealer in a casino. I'm stuck. I'm looking forward to possible discovery set from Stephen. Cannot blind buy at $195 a bottle, and there's two that I want. Yeah, I absolutely wouldn't blind buy it. Hopefully we can get samples. I think I'm sure he said samples will be available. Maybe he's just not able to produce them just yet, but I absolutely want to try them. And yeah, I just think I'm really excited for everybody's creations, and we should all support each other, as long as, you know, the piss isn't being taken. Which I'm really sorry, but with the Office Jeremy thing, the piss was being taken a little bit there with the price point and the lack of explanation behind why it was at that price point. As long as the piss isn't being taken, I'm happy to support a project that sounds interesting to me. And yeah, definitely interested in Stevens and Peters. Is there anyone? So Mr. Oz now, I'll be looking those up. And anyone else? Any other YouTubers releasing fragrances? Everyday products. Ever tried The Night by Frederick Malle? I'm not sure. The Night and the Promise, I think I mix them up in my head. Are they both oudi and a bit Arabic? Are they both oudi and a bit Arabic? If so, not really my thing. Oh, thank you, Valedina. Right, I really must. Oh, thank you, Valedina. Right, I really must go because, as I said, 1, I need a wee. 2, I need a drink, in that order. So I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, and I've had a fabulous time. And I do hope you will join me again next time I do a live. And also Dan and I, Mr. Smelly, will be doing a live stream. He just needs to get himself sorted. He's moving house hopefully very soon. And then we will do a live stream together where we'll have a little drink, we'll have a laugh, and hopefully everyone can get involved, and it can be lots and lots of fun. So thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.